Governor of BORNO State, Governor Babagana ZULUM, on Wednesday asked the federal government to seek the support of the Chadian Republic military in its bid to end the security challenges in the state and other parts of the country. The truth of the matter is that BORNO State is hit hard by the activities of ISWAP, Boko Haram, and many of these, the Banawi faction and all of them. In fact, twice he escaped death. He was attacked by these terrorists. The last one, a bomb was placed across a donkey and they wanted to kill him and his entourage. He did not die, he escaped, but some of his entourage got injured and some died. The Nigerian Governors Forum (NGF) made good its promise to help ZULUM tackle the insecurity in Borno by donating 100 million naira to the state in the hope that they will combat the insecurity. And I wonder what that money will be for. Will that money be for procurement of weapons to combat or to encourage the military, the army? I don't know what that money is for. That's the point. Because it's not about money. I understand that money is needed to fight and combat insecurity and all of that. But what about the billions of dollars and naira that the federal government of Nigeria allocates for security, insecurity and security and whatever it is in the nation? I understand that the state governors also, they get the donations, they get money from the federal government called security vote and all of this. But the issue of insecurity in the northern part of Nigeria, in Borno State and many other states in the north, is something that the federal government should wake up to. Now, we are hearing from the governor, Babagana ZULUM, asking BUHARI to allow Chadian Republic soldiers to come and help what Nigeria cannot. We pride ourselves as giant of Africa in what? Sometimes I do not even understand what that title means. Is it as regards population? What is this all about? The amount of money put into security and the money generated in Nigeria, Chad does not have half of it. Yet, they were able, with their president on ground, a military general, unlike BUHARI, who flies to UK back and forth. You might say, well, his health is not all right. But then, why would you be president if you do not have the cognitive ability or intellectual ability for anything? That Chadian soldier, he came on ground, dressed in military fatigue. They crushed the Banawi faction of Boko Haram. They crushed them, seized their weapons. It was a huge blow. But unfortunately, the president said, we have to be here for a month as the Nigerian soldier, the Nigerian part, not the foot soldiers, because many of them are just there being killed for nothing. He said the Nigerian government will pardon them and allow them and they will come back to hurt us. So we have to stand our ground for 1 month until we are sure that the Nigerian soldiers in their own part, the Nigerian government, will do their own mopping up. That would have been the end of terrorism. In fact, the president of that country showed the location of ß0K0'S, and the Nigerian government is acting as if they do not understand. They come up with complexity. They said, you know, that many of them have been broken into splinter groups and now they are hiding among civilians, using human civilians as covers for their atrocities. I said, come on, let's get out of this shit, this nonsense. Also on Wednesday, the House of Representatives renewed its call for the sacking of service chiefs by President Muhammadu Buhari. ZULUM has within a month escaped unhurt in 2 different attacks, like I said before, on his convoy by Boko Haram insurgents. The last, which was on Sunday, led to the death of 4 soldiers, 10 policemen, and 4 civilians. Scores were also injured. The governor told a visiting delegation of the NGF in Maiduguri that with the way things are, the Nigerian army required the assistance of others to reverse the insecurity in the northeast and other parts of the country. A statement by the NGF spokesman Abdulrazak Bello Bakindo quoted the governor as calling on the federal government to ensure that Chadian soldiers are invited to join the Nigerian army in the fight against insurgency if any meaningful success is to be recorded on the battleground. It added, ZULUM rationalized that no single army anywhere in the world has ever succeeded in quelling insurgency. He requested that the government looked into ways of complementing the efforts of the Nigerian army with the Chadian soldiers, emphasizing that it is not to undermine the Nigerian soldiers, but to help them in finishing the job within a realistic deadline. The governor told the team that things had degenerated to the extent that majority of Borno people displaced by insurgents now depend on aid for survival. You need to go down to the north and see the hell that they are in. He pointed out that the Chad Basin, Sambisa Grazing Reserve, and Mandara Mountains, which used to employ about 10 million people, have been made inaccessible by terrorists. The governor also said that that over 800,000 under 20 people currently residing in Monguno had become susceptible to being led astray if nothing was done to engage them positively. He added that the Gajiram local government area alone has over 300,000 internally displaced persons that currently lack access to education and employment. ZULUM also vowed not to give up. He, however, said he would be more careful in his efforts to ensure that the normalcy returned to the troubled stage. Chairman of the NGF, Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti, who led the delegation, commiserated with the governor over the death recorded in Boko Haram ambush on Sunday. Announcing the 100 million donation, Fayemi called on all to lend a helping hand to any security in the land. Fayemi, who admonished ZULUM to exercise caution in his zeal to improve the safety of his people, emphasized that Nigeria owes BORNO people a duty to end this insurgency. The visiting team comprised the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, Aminu Tambuwal, Sokoto State, the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu Kebbi, and the chairman Northern Governors Forum, Simon Lalong. Also, the army has said they are in full support of ZULUM's determination to relocate internally displaced people in its state. The army, in a statement by its acting director of public relations, Colonel Sajia Musa, said as a patriotic and key agency in the war on terror in the Northeast, it would continue to do everything possible to ensure the actualization of the governor's desire. It added that its theater command had been directed to ensure the successful and seamless relocation of the affected people in the state. The army commiserated with the governor, families of all the slain soldiers, policemen, and civilians. The House of Representatives has said the unjustifiable retention of the governor chiefs, of the service chiefs, might be responsible for the rising insecurity. It therefore restated its call on BUHARI to give efforts to its subsisting resolution for their removal. The unjustifiable retention of the service chiefs may be the cause of the lingering problems, as their defensive strategy seems to be obsolete and must have grown out and must have outgrown further learning. This is what the House argued. So people reacted to this, but then what else do you expect? It is terrible. This is terrible. You need to go to the north and see what it is all about. Many of us might be quick to say, wow, it's your business, but then we don't choose where to be born into. If you're listening to me from the south of Nigeria or you're in diaspora, if you were born in the north of Nigeria, what would you have done? You would have been an Amajiri, probably brainwashed into whatever religion. And if you decide to fight against their, whatever it is, they might end up locking you in one of those houses that were busted recently. And many of their politicians and religious monarchs, they are the ones with the military. This is Boko business and not Boko Haram.